Dear students, Assalamu alaikum. Today I will deliver a lesson for class 11th subject zoology. Today we will discuss about the respiratory volumes and respiratory capacities related to the human respiratory system. Now, respiratory volumes and respiratory capacities actually refer to the volume of air in the lungs at different phases of respiratory cycle that includes inspiration and expiration. Now, air in the lungs is measured in terms of lung volume and lung capacity. Lung volume measures the amount of air for one function, such as inhalation or exhalation, while as lung capacity, when two or more of respiratory or lung volumes are considered together, then pulmonary capacities are obtained. For example, how much more air can be inhaled from the end of a maximal inhalation. The volume of air involved in breathing movements can be measured by an instrument known as spirometer. Now, different types of respiratory volumes are such as, first is the tidal volume. Tidal volume is the volume of air inspired or expired during normal and effortless breathing. It is approximately 500 ml. Second, this pulmonary capacity or lung capacity is the inspiratory reserve volume, which is abbreviated as IRV. Now, IRV refers to the extra volume of air that can be inspired beyond the normal tidal volume, and it is approximately about 2500 to 3000 ml. Then we have the expiratory reserve volume, abbreviated as ERV. Now, the extra volume of air that can be breathed out beyond the normal tidal volume is called expiratory reserve volume. Its volume is about 1000 to 1100 ml. Then the fourth type of lung capacity is called as residual volume, abbreviated as RV. The volume of air that remains in the lungs even after forceful expiration is called residual volume, and normally it is about 1100 to 1200 per ml. Now let us discuss about the respiratory or pulmonary capacities. Now, when two or more of the respiratory volumes are considered together, pulmonary capacities are obtained. The various types of respiratory or pulmonary capacities are inspiratory capacity, abbreviated as IC. This inspiratory capacity is basically the sum total of tidal volume and inspiratory reserve volume, and it can be written as IC, that is inspiratory capacity, is equal to TV plus IRV, that abbreviates for tidal volume and inspiratory reserve volume. That is the volume of air a person can inspire after a normal inspiration. Then we have the expiratory capacity, abbreviated as EC. This expiratory capacity, it is the volume of air that can be breathed out forcefully after a normal expiration. Now, it includes tidal volume and expiratory reserve volume, or we can say that this expiratory capacity is equal to tidal volume plus expiratory reserve volume. Now, another type of pulmonary capacity is what we call as functional residual capacity, abbreviated as FRC. FRC, or functional residual volume, is the volume of air that will remain in the lungs after a normal expiration. This functional residual volume, FRC, is equal to expiratory reserve volume plus residual volume, that is ERV plus RV. Then we have the vital capacity, abbreviated as VC. This vital capacity refers to the maximum volume of air a person can breathe in after forced expiration, or the maximum volume of air a person can breathe out after a forceful expiration. Therefore, we can say that vital capacity is equal to tidal volume TV plus inspiratory reservoir volume as IRV plus expiratory reservoir volume as ERV. Finally, we have the total lung capacity. Total lung capacity refers to the volume of air accommodated in the lungs at the end of forceful inspiration. This total lung capacity, or TLC, is equal to tidal volume TV plus inspiratory reservoir volume plus expiratory reservoir volume plus residual volume. Since tidal volume, inspiratory reservoir volume and expiratory reservoir volume is equal to the vital capacity, so we can also say that the total lung capacity is equal to vital capacity plus residual volume. Now this was all about the respiratory volumes and respiratory capacities. Thank you.